Hello everyone and welcome to another special update of MSP Airport. Today we have an airline with their first flight in a while here. We have some of our new models in this airport update as well, so super excited to get into this one. This is one that I've been looking forward to doing for a long time. So we'll start here. We're in the A concourse in Terminal 1. I'll start with this Delta Connection Bombardier, says Mitsubishi CRJ-900. This one came in from International Falls, operated by SkyWest, and will be heading out to Fort Wayne, but unfortunately that flight got delayed by almost an hour and a half actually, so that's a bit unfortunate for that one. And our second aircraft here is this Delta Connection CRJ-900. This is filling in for CRJ-900. This is operated by Endeavor Air, and it came in from Duluth, Minnesota, and will be heading out to Appleton, Wisconsin. And next up here is this American Eagle E-145. This is in the old livery. This is, of course, filling in for a Dornier 328 for Denver Air Connection. This one came in from Ironwood and is just now getting boarded up for its flight out to Thief River Falls. These are both EAS routes for Denver Air Connection, of course. And in this update, we have a full house here in the C concourse. So we'll do them by segments. We'll start here with these two Delta Connection CRJ-900s. I'll start with the Shapeways model in the back there. This one came in from Milwaukee, and it will be heading out to South Bend. That is operated by SkyWest. And our next one, here it is, the Gemini Jets CRJ-900, making its first appearance at MSP. So happy to finally include this in one of these airport updates. I've been waiting for this day for so long. And here it is. So very fun. Actually, the actual aircraft that operated this route is this one's sister ship. This is number 821 Sierra Kilo. That one is 822 Sierra Kilo. So really cool to see there. Fortunately, it's not the exact one, which would have been really cool, but it's still pretty accurate because it is the sister ship for this model, or for this aircraft in real life, for the model, I suppose. This one came in from Chicago O'Hare, and it will be making its way out to Nashville. So that's a good start for the C concourse, but still plenty more aircraft to follow. And following that, here we have this Delta Connection CRJ-900. This one is operated by SkyWest, and it came in on a flight from St. Louis, and will be later making its way out to Grand Rapids. And our second aircraft here, this is the Shapeways, another Shapeways CRJ-900 for Delta Connection. This one is operated by SkyWest as well, and it came in from Minot and will be heading out to Bismarck. So really cool there. And we still have one more aircraft here in the C concourse. And here we have a Delta A220-300. This one filling in for an A319, as I do not have that model. This is the best model that I have to represent that aircraft. This one came in from Washington, D.C.A., and it will be making its way out to Winnipeg. And here we have this Delta 737-900 with split scimitars. This one is just pulling into its gate after it arrived in from Detroit Metro, and this will later be heading out to Denver. Here we have a Spirit A320. This is in the Bearfair livery. This one is just getting pushed back. It arrived in from Las Vegas and is pushing back for its return flight back out to Las Vegas. Here we have an Air Canada Express CRJ-900. This is operated by Jazz Aviation. And this one arrived in over an hour late from Toronto Pearson, and it'll be departing about an hour late too, just getting loaded up for its flight back out to Toronto. And right here, just pulling into the gate, we have this United 737-700. This is in the Evo Blue livery. This one is replacing a United Airlines A319 in the Continental Globe livery. I do have United A319, but as you might have guessed, that model will be appearing later in the update. So for now, just have this one. This one's also pulling into the gate. And this one just arrived in from Chicago O'Hare, and this flight will be later heading back out to Chicago O'Hare, so this will be another turn for United. And next up here, we had this American Eagle E-175. This is operated by Republic, and this one came in from Washington, D.C.A., and this will be doing a turnaround and later heading back out to Washington, D.C.A. And here we have this Alaska A320. This is in the Fly with Pride livery. This came in from Portland today, and it's just now making its return flight back up to Portland, taxiing out to the runway. So Portland has now been upgraded to an A320. So once again, making my purchase of that E175 null. I'm kidding. I mean, it's served wonders at Spokane, but I got it to serve this Portland route here at MSP, and now they've upgraded to the A320. Thankfully, I have this aircraft to do that A320 flight to Portland, so I can use this one instead, and of course the E175 will still come in handy at Spokane. So like I said, this one just taxiing out to the runway, heading out to Portland. Beautiful aircraft too. And up next here we have this American Eagle operated by Envoy Air E145. This is in the new livery, so that means it is operating for American Eagle flight. This is filling in from E175, but they also use the E145 so the flight out to Chicago. So that is where this one is doing. This one is doing the Chicago O'Hare turn. But the actual aircraft wasn't E175. I only have one of those. As I do for most aircraft, I only have one of them. But this one will be doing the Chicago turn for American Eagle and Envoy Air today. Here is that United A319. This one the accurate aircraft for this flight. As you can see, this is getting pushed back. The first one came in from Newark, and it's just now getting pushed back for its flight out to Denver. So really cool there. And here we have a Delta 767, kind of in some bad lighting here. This one filling in for an A321, even though that's kind of unrealistic because how does 767 fill in for an A321? The other two A321s are on other routes. This one came in from Fort Myers and will head out to San Diego. And here we have another two beautiful aircraft. We'll start with this Delta A330-300. This one came in from Atlanta, and a very interesting flight on this one. This one will be heading out to Amsterdam. One of 4 Amsterdam departures out of MSP on this day, which I think I forgot to mention that. All these flights are from Friday, May 27th. But this one, like I said, will be heading out to Amsterdam, one of 4 flights, 3 of them on Delta, and there's a KLM flight in there as well. So very interesting. I'm glad to see that Amsterdam continuing strong here to MSP. 4 flights is quite a lot, especially for, Minneapolis is not that big of an airport, but good to see that they can fit the demand for so many Amsterdam flights. We'll get to another one later on, too. And our second aircraft here is this Delta 737-200. This is, of course, a Darren model. This one did not have winglets, which is quite interesting. This one came in from Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, or Citrus Aviation's airport, and we'll be heading back out there. So another Atlanta flight. Atlanta, of course, going to be continuing strong here. A ton of flights to Atlanta, but that is to be expected as they are the main Delta hub. It would be weird if we didn't have a ton of Atlanta flights in here. But so glad to get this one in here. And now we'll move on to our second Amsterdam flight, just after the second Atlanta flight. Well, here it is once again. Delta has once again sent the A350 to Amsterdam. I guess that's going to become a regular thing. So this one came in from Amsterdam, and we'll be doing an Amsterdam turn on the A350. So that's really cool. So that means we get A350 flight, the KLM A330 flight, Delta A350, and Delta A330-900, and I guess that A330-300, which I'm guessing that's not going to be daily occurrence, but really cool here that we're getting all these Amsterdam flights. It's can barely comprehend how many Amsterdam flights we're getting in here. I almost got the London flight in here, but unfortunately that departed just before the time for the airport update, the time frame. So still glad to get this A350 in here rather, and really cool that Delta is doing that with these Amsterdam services. So many of them. I've never seen this many before here at MSP. Normally it's only like 1 or 2, but that's including KLM. But wow. I mean, that's just crazy. So good to see that MSP is thriving right now. Of course, travel on the rebound, so that is to be expected. But maybe not that many flights is to be expected. And as we move further down in the G concourse, here we hit a Delta A321. This one at the thank you livery. This one arrived in from Salt Lake City, and this will be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor, or Red River Aviation's airport. Unfortunately, the jet bridge is kind of blocking this shot, but our final aircraft here in Terminal 1 and for the G concourse is this Delta A321. This isn't just a regular livery. This one came in from San Diego and will be making its way out to Las Vegas, so very nice there. Of course, the A321s coming here at the very end. Still need to get more of these, even though this is, I do have a duplicate technically with this, the thank you livery, even though I've never used that for an actual thank you livery. I just use that because I needed to use it for other A321s, but still glad to get these in here, of course. Workhorses in these airport updates have been in every single one so far. Well, the 321 thank you has not, but at least this regular livery 321 has been in every single airport update so far because I've needed to use it. So definitely a workhorse here, and expect to be it in a lot of airport updates going into the future, because it probably will be. And now moving along into Terminal 2, here we have this JetBlue E190. This one unfortunately has the broken landing gears. This one came in from New York JFK, and this one also got delayed about an hour and a half for its return flight back out to JFK. So I don't know what it is with these JetBlue flights. It seems like they're always delayed. This one, another example of that. So I don't really know what's happening with them, but they keep on getting delayed. But that did help me include it in this airport update, because if it did depart on time, then it wouldn't be included in here. Of course, I do want all the flights to be running on time and on schedule, but unfortunately, that did not happen for this one. And here's another new model. The first time out of many that you'll probably see this aircraft in here. Here's the Sun Country Airlines Transavia hybrid livery, new model by NG Models. Gorgeous. Such an asset for this airport. Such a facility, as Red River Aviation would say. This one came in on a charter flight from Bedford, and then we'll be later continuing on a regularly scheduled flight to LAX. So really cool there. Of course, the Transavia livery currently is not in service. The Sun Country does not have one of these right now. But, you know, it's still really nice to have this model, even though it's technically not accurate right now. Every Sun Country will help, so this one, of course, is going to be a big help in these airport updates. And at the end of Terminal 2, here we have two more Sun Country aircraft. We'll start with the 737-700. This one is in the old livery, filling in for an 800, of course. And this one came in from Portland, and it will be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. And our second one back here, this one was another charter flight. This one came in from White Plains, or maybe it was repo. Both these could have been repos, because they might have been other charter flights. Then they flew them here to MSP. Now this one in the Tide Pod livery. Of course, my Shapeways custom that does not look that great, if I had to admit. Well, this one came in from White Plains, and it will be heading out on a regularly scheduled service to Las Vegas. And here we have a DHL 737-800. This is operated by Mesa Airlines. And this one came in from Cincinnati CVG. This will be doing a turnaround heading back out there. This isn't where this aircraft would actually park. This would be in the other cargo ramp that's not included on this one, which houses DHL, Prime Air, and Bemidji Aviation, and other cargo airlines like that. It would not be in this FedEx and UPS parking spot. Definitely not an official parking spot either, because this one I don't even have in one of the regular parking spots. This is just, I kind of have this space here between the road and the FedEx building, so that's where this one is parked, as is my kind of mock-up DHL gate. So that's where this one is parked, as this one, like I said, we'll be doing a Cincinnati turn, so very cool. Another new model to get in here. So we got 3 new models in this update, I believe. I'm just kind of looking it over real quick to make sure. Yeah, three new models in this one, so really cool there. And then we have another unique one coming right up right now. And here we go. Condor has returned service to MSP this summer. This is their first flight of the season. As you can see, just arrived in here, pulling into the gate. Super awesome to have this one. This aircraft is a 737-300. The actual one is actually a 767-300. I do not have a 767-300, Condor 767-300 in my collection, but I do have this 757-300 that I can use. This is, of course, in the Peanuts livery, so that's really awesome because it, it hits close to home with the Peanuts, Charles Schultz, and everything. So that's super awesome to see. And of course, this livery does not exist anymore either, which is sad because I really liked it. Of course, it doesn't have the Thomas Cook branding. It's now just a regular Condor 757, but it's still really cool to have the model at least. Really cool to have Condor service back here. So this would arrive in from Frankfurt, and just pulling into the gate. I actually saw a return flight to Frankfurt take off. I was playing baseball and saw it take off, and we won. So maybe this is like a good luck charm or something. So really cool to see Condor back in here on their return service to MSP. And so that'll do it for this update. Definitely want to save the best for last year with this Condor. A jam-packed update. So yeah, we got three new models in here. Returning service. This is super awesome to see. I know my last MSP update was not that long ago, but this is just too special to not have an update on. I did the same thing with the Iceland Air returning service, so might as well do it again for Condor. So like I said, that's super awesome to see Condor back in here, and definitely looking forward to spotting them maybe in the future. Definitely gonna have to do some spotting like the evening time, so that's when a lot of the international flights arrive. So definitely gonna try to do that in the future. So that's really cool. And like I said, that's where I'll leave you for this update. And I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.